Want to see me get sunburnt? Well, this is your chance. Ready? Let's go.
Maybe I don't have to be your friend, yet I can be, and that is all I need.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jay, or Jayla, or Jay Gucci, or whatever you want to call me. We've been through this. You already know how that works. And today is finally the long-awaited Q&A video that I keep saying I'm gonna do and I keep forgetting to do and keep doing other things. Literally, like, I've just been taking a rest because I had to do summer stuff, like at work, and then the school year just started back for my second semester of my second year. So basically I was like, let me just take a break. And that's like when I went to Everland and all that stuff, which you guys saw. That was my last vlog, if you want to go see that. But yeah, I decided to finally do a Q&A with the questions that I was given. I was given about like 7 to 10 questions, so I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. I know a lot of the questions are like epik, like teaching in Korea specifically related questions, so I might make my own video about like my epik journey in general, just because I think that would be better to do like a long-winded epik video all in one go. But for like my quick Q&A, I'll try to keep it short, because I tried to film this a couple days ago and it was long as hell, and I was like, nobody's gonna watch this. So this time I'm gonna try to keep it short and keep it simple. But while I'm doing that, I'm gonna do my makeup, because you can see I'm barefaced right now, like bare face. I don't even have my eyebrows on. And I'm gonna do my makeup because I haven't done my makeup on the channel in a long time. But also Monday is like a big deal for me, because that is the official day for Haechan's solo debut, and he had this really cool teaser, like sunburn teaser. I'll put it here. He did this like little sunburn thing that I've like seen everywhere for like GQ Korea and all that stuff. So I'm gonna do my makeup while I answer the questions and try to mimic that sunburn kind of deal. So yeah, that's the plan. Will it work? I don't know. I haven't done makeup in a while, like while. And I know, like, I used to work at Sephora, but like my skills, like, I don't wear makeup here. So I go to school and I look like this because I don't have time to be doing that at 7 in the morning. I didn't put makeup on in the US. I don't put it on here unless I'm like going out to look cute. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna do my makeup. We're gonna see how the sunburn like looks on me. But yeah, so let's get to it. Before I like start doing my makeup, something that I started doing that's a little bit completely insane, but I just started doing it and it suddenly worked, is I put my lashes on first now. And that's simply because my lashes are like really long, because as you can see, I don't have like any eyelashes, but also like my eyes water so bad. So like there are times where I'll do a full face and then like I'll cry off right under my eyes, and it like screws everything up and it annoys me. So one time I just like was like, what if I put my lashes on first and then do everything else around it? And it worked, and I was like, how'd that work? But it worked. So I just started doing that, and I mean, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna put these on. These are from the States. Literally, when I went to the States, I bought a whole bunch of lashes and like have been hoarding them since then, and that's literally been months ago. But I've been wearing them not non-stop. I have another pair of like grouping of lashes that are like skinnier and shorter for like if I want to go out and not look like a baddie and kind of just look like everyday look. I have those too, but I'm gonna put these on and then I'll be back. Okay, so I just did my lashes. I might change them because they kind of look really thick. But But that tends to happen because, again, I don't wear lashes. I might just do these and put these on because they're a little bit softer, because I think the little sunburnt look looks better with shorter lashes. So I'm gonna swap. But also I did my eyebrows. Yeah, that's so much better. You can literally see the difference in the sides. It's a little more natural. This is like dramatic, so I'm gonna do the other one too. Okay, period. Both lashes are on. I'm gonna start doing my foundation, and while I do that, I'll answer the first question. I'm gonna do an easy question first because there's some that are like pretty hard on here. The first question I'm gonna answer is, so far, do you enjoy working in Seoul? And the answer is, I'll say yes, I do. I think Seoul has been pretty nice to me. I haven't really had that many problems. All my problems that I've had, like when I was working here, had a lot more to do with like myself. I'm putting on concealer, by the way. Had a lot more to do with like myself and, you know, just getting used to living alone and like getting used to doing things on my own, like finding friends and all that stuff. Like, you're literally starting from step one unless you already have like Korean friends here. So that was a little hard, but I feel like other than that, I would say I feel like working here, of all places that I've worked in terms of like teaching, it's really not that much different than when I taught in Baltimore City schools, except like my students are really high level. And that's just because I teach in Gangnam. So like I teach in a very rich, ritzy area. And that's like a blessing and a curse. So like my students basically all know the material really well. So it makes teaching really easy, and it gives me a chance to do like more fun things with them, or like do more like in-depth work with my students versus like having to focus more on like foundations, which is like what a lot of teachers that live like outside of Seoul have to really work like they have to really work on the basics with their students. I don't really have to do that because they're all in like Hagwons. They're all already basically doing the steps and stuff already. This is a lip stain. I'm gonna put this on. Give me 1 second. Okay, I know I look crazy, but when it dries, it'll eat down. But there are some like small things that I would say are really annoying when it comes to like living here. For example, like I'm plus size and I'm dark skinned, so like you see me putting on foundation and putting on makeup. This is also why I don't wear makeup all the time, is because it's like almost impossible to find certain things here, like finding foundation. Like I know now there's like tier and like I have a tier foundation that I bought, but like it's not my complexion. Like I tried it and it's like really orange, but like that's on me, it's not on them. So yeah, I would definitely say it's more the like small things that are like a little bit annoying. But like once you kind of like find your people, you find like, I don't know, like at my school, even though like I have like a rotating amount of like co-teachers, it's still like a nice atmosphere, which makes it like so much easier to teach in. So I would say I do enjoy it. Being able to be in Seoul is like really lucky. I know not a lot of people end up here. So like I'm in like the most metropolitan area in the entire country, so that makes it like really easy. So yeah, so I'm gonna blend out my concealer. I let it sit a little bit while we were talking, and for now I'm just gonna do it like normal first, and then I'm gonna add the blush afterwards. I've always been a blush girly, so I feel like this sunburn is not gonna look that much different than how I already do. my my look, except with a little bit of a more orange blush kinda. So we'll see how that turns out. And it's crazy how like concealer really does like give dimension to the face. Like, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, it truly lights up your face and gives you a little bit more. Even though I know I look crazy right now. Calm down. Okay, so I'm gonna be trying something new. I bought these cushion blushes and I haven't had the chance to try them out yet. I'm kind of scared because if they don't do what I want, it's gonna fuck up this entire look. I bought this like corally color, and then I have this like darker color. I'm probably gonna do this one first, and we'll see, because I think it's supposed to be buildable. So we gonna build, baby, build. To try to get the little like sunburnt aspect down. Let's see. This is first test. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can work with this. Oh, and it's kind of glowy. Okay, Korea. I mean, to be fair, like, I feel like for me, though I am black, obviously, there's a little bit of leeway with some of the materials here that I can really use, and it still kind of be okay and not really be like giving like uncanny valley, thankfully. But I'm just gonna keep building and building and building and building. I think I can get there. This is gonna take a while. This color is really pretty though. All right, okay. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more, and then I think I need to go do under the chin a little. Like, I don't know, it's giving sunburn a bit to me. I don't know, it's giving I didn't put my sunscreen on. I saw someone do it like up here too. I'm a little scared. Maybe in Hedgeon's it's like just like around his nose. I think like that is fine. I'm gonna go back in with concealer one more time though, I think. My lighter one. Let's see, hopefully this doesn't like get too muddy. I think like the contrast is what we really want. Maybe I'm just too good, because this I don't know, maybe it might be my lips. I think the color of my lips is making me feel like it's not, the color is the like blush is not blushy enough. I don't know. I'm gonna take this off. This might take a while, so I'll be back. Okay, yeah, it was definitely the lip stain, because like now I definitely look I definitely look a little crazy. Just a little bit. Maybe a lot of it. I do look crazy. I don't know. Maybe let me I'm like stressing out. I don't know why. And then let me put on, this is like my American blush. My like coral blush that I always wear too. I think maybe this color is gonna be more beneficial. And then yeah, let's try this one. And while I beat the crap out of my face, oh yeah, that's definitely, that's some color. Next question is, how much money would you recommend someone save before coming to Korea? I think that's a good question, because I think sometimes a lot of people either come with way too much money or way too little money. What I will say is that if you plan on working for Epic, or honestly any like regular teaching like public school, you won't get paid till after the first month or so after your paycheck. So you should bring at least one paycheck's worth. So like we get paid, like I would say you get paid around like $1,100 a month, which is like very doable, but only in like Korea. So if you bring like 1,100 US dollars just for that first month, you'll be fine. I would bring a little more just because you never know what's gonna happen. You're gonna have to pay bills and stuff, obviously, but like you never, like if you want to go out and do stuff your first month, which most people end up obviously wanting to do, what I would say is I would bring about 1,500. I think 1,500 works pretty well. If you want to bring more, that's simply because you want to just do more, but 1,500 is probably a sweet spot because that'll allow you to like buy materials and stuff too, because like I know for some people they don't like get lucky with housing. Like for me, I'm in a subsidized like house, so like my school pays for my actual housing, but then I pay for my amenities and whatnot, and like the extra amount I pay myself. But like I know people that came to Korea and like they didn't have beds and stuff like that, so like things that you have to buy, like my room, I have furnished my room so that it looks a lot different, obviously. So those are things that like if you want to pay for those things that like look more lived in and whatnot, then you can. But if you don't want to, you really just want to like chill, then you can do that too. I would just say that amount I said, that 1,500, is probably a pretty good spot. I feel like I'm not giving sunburn anymore. I'm just giving like harsh harsh lines. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do the little like necklace part. First, I know I need to like blush myself here too. So while I do that, actually I should finish my face first. I'm freaking out, sorry. Let me do my eyeliner and then I will be back. Okay, I did my eyeliner now. Looks a little bit better. Well, at least in my head it looks not as insane. Next question. How do you compare rent and the expenses versus the US? So like I was just saying, you don't really pay rent unless you want to, kind of deal. Oh, this looks insane. And by that I mean like if you are doing Epic, you're basically gonna be doing subsidized housing unless you choose on your own that you don't want to do subsidized housing, which a lot of people do. A lot of people don't want the subsidized housing because sometimes it could be like your school randomly putting you in like something not the greatest, and then you're kind of like stuck with it for a year. I've heard some horror stories, so I do know that some people end up in that situation. But however, like if you don't take the subsidized housing, you get like a certain amount of money per month. I think it's like 500,000 won, which is like $400. So like imagine trying to find a livable place if you live like in Seoul for $500. You're not really gonna find that, which is why like for me it was just a little bit easier for like my actual rent. And then for like my expenses in terms of like bills, it's definitely my phone, because it's a mixture of my phone and like my internet and whatnot. And I had to buy a new phone because I broke my phone last year, which was a terrible thing that happened. But basically I went to water bomb and my phone died there. Like, don't take the amount of water that they say they're gonna use for granted. That's all I'll say about that. Okay, this gives sunburn a little bit. Okay, wait, maybe I'm eating. Okay, so other than that, I feel like my water bill is really cheap. Like, all your bills are gonna be mad cheap. That is one thing I will say. I know everybody that I have talked to has said that their bills are so much cheaper here than it would be in the States, which is like a really great thing. So you don't really have to worry about it, because I feel like in the States, if you're making a certain amount of money, you get scared about, will I be able to pay my bills and whatnot. You're never really, I would say, you're not really gonna have that problem per se. So it's so much easier here. But also, like, the cost of living is like a blessing and a curse here. Because, like, let's say you're like me, who likes to go to concerts and whatnot. You're gonna be having a hard time because you're gonna want to spend money on concerts, and then even though like regular concert tickets are like cheap, that's not always the case, and then that's where you'll spend most of your money. But like, other than that, it's really easy, guys. Like, it's truly, it is a livable wage for now. I do know that like a lot of people talk about, like, in comparison to like Korean teachers, obviously we are making a lot less than them. But if you're only planning to like one and done, be here for like a year or whatnot, which is what a lot of people do, then you will be a-okay here, basically. Yeah, let's see, next question. What's the hardest thing about working in Korea? I think this is a really good question, because I think my answer will be a lot different than a lot of people. I know sometimes people will talk about like the teaching aspect or like stuff like that. I feel like for me, the hardest aspect was truly like making friends. Like, that was really hard. Last year, literally, I felt like I was just breaking down every day, because it's like you don't really have someone like in the country to talk to about certain things. And like, obviously you have like your at home friends, but like there's a time difference and things like that. It makes it really hard if you don't really have those friends there. It makes it really hard. Or like, if you're not a person, like I'm used to doing things by myself. Like, I'm an only child, so like I am used to that. But at the same time, like, not being close to family, stuff like that, that's the stuff that's really hard, I would say, for me. Especially like when it was like Christmas time and stuff, I'm really used to being around my family and stuff for Christmas. The concept of every time you have to like go into your sink and like get all the food out, or like other things like going into your, having to separate trash in certain ways, stuff like that, that gets really annoying. You get used to it, but it's like, man, boy, do I miss not having to do that. Those are the things that I would say are really missed over here on my side. But yeah, those are the like main things. Everything else, like, if you've taught before, teaching in Korea is going to be much, it's going to be very easy, I would say. It's not really that daunting, because at least for me, like I said, the way my school is, it's so much easier than a lot of other places. And like, I worked in Baltimore City. Like, this is light work given where I was working before, so it's really light work. I feel like it's giving a little bit the like, I don't know the concept. I need to like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not giving it the detail I should be giving it. Next question. Do you see yourself staying in Korea for the next 5 years? Ooh. I'm gonna say no. And I think that's just because, like, though the wage is like livable right now, I hate to say this, but like I'm pushing 30. So like I can't live on $1,000 a month at 30 years old. Like, I have to do bigger and better things. Like, I think this was great, like, experience wise. I love my students, I love teaching, but I don't see myself staying here that long. I give it at least another year or two, because I do enjoy, like I said, I do enjoy working here. And then, you know, like, given the state of the world, cough cough, right now, like, here might be one of the better places to be. But I don't know, like, I don't think being away from my family that long would be great for me either. So yeah, it might not be in the works for me to be here that long. But at least definitely more than this year that I'm currently here. I definitely want to be here longer than that. I think I'm gonna make try to make like a sun. I don't know. This is looking really bad, guys. My inability to make a sun. I don't know. Okay, that's not that bad. And then I might try to make like a bikini line here, like this, to mimic my chi-chis. But yeah, I don't see myself, unfortunately, staying for a really, really long time. Just because, at least for now, I'm not really like seeing. I mean, also like my friends, I don't think are gonna stay here long term and stuff like that. It makes it really hard to like want to do that when everyone else is kind of like planning to dip soon too. So yeah, it makes that concept kind of hard to think about in my head. Yeah. Next question is, are you going to see NCT Wish at the end of the year? No, because unfortunately, scalpers are insane. I thought scalpers were bad in the US. They're charging like a literal arm and a leg to see them. And I was like, I cannot justify that. I already tried to justify that last year when I saw Dream, and I told myself not to be that person anymore. I can't just spend money frivolously now that I'm past 25. So yeah, I can't do that, but I don't know, maybe I'll get lucky and somehow find a way to see them by the end of the year. But the way it's looking, maybe no. Okay, I think this is the best it's gonna be, guys. I'm gonna try to do a little bit more blush up here. I think this might be it. I'm gonna try to figure out what I want to do with my hair. Maybe I'll put it up. I feel like if I put it up and then out, it might look cute. Actually, I don't know. Maybe like this is cute too. Like it does it? I don't even know anymore, guys. I don't know. I keep it's right here. Like, I don't know. It's not. It's just right here is not giving the sun look. Let me blend a little more. I'm gonna figure it out. Don't worry, guys. I promise you. Okay. Now it looks it. Now. Okay. I think now it's doing it a little bit better. Okay. I think this is the best it's gonna be. It's giving sunburn, I think, a little bit. Like it does. It feels like I went outside. The bottom part is a mess. The top part is a mess. I did not even put lip gloss on. Let me do that now. I feel like it gives a little. But yeah, this is my makeup look. Maybe I'll put some pictures here at the end. I know I look insane. But when I take pictures, it'll look so much better. But yeah, those are my questions that I had. And yeah, if you have any more questions or you really want to see that epic video, let me know. I will be doing it, I promise. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.